Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi theme tutorial. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, today we're going to look at the social media share buttons right here. They're great things to have on your site. Let people share and get the word out about your content. Really easy to do with Divi, so let's get started. Let's enable the Visual Builder. And let's go down to where we want to work. And I'll just delete this little module. I've got a row with 2 columns in it. I'm going to hit the little dark button to add a new module. Divi comes as standard with all these modules. You also get another dozen or so when you add the WooCommerce to help you sell your products. I'm going to use the social media follow today. Just left click on that. And as you can see, it's put in a couple of social media icons for me already. Now to add or remove networks, hit the trash can to remove something, obviously. And to add a new one, hit the plus icon. And you can add your favorite networks. And there's plenty of them to choose from here. And as you can see, by default, it sort of loads them in their default colors that the actual networks themselves use, which is a nice idea. And we'll put one more in there. They got LinkedIn. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so once you're happy with your social icons, you can just go down. Each of these, obviously, you need to put in your URL for your Facebook page. You put it in the link there in the content of the actual icon that we put in. Just put in the link to your Facebook page or whatever network it is there. Now you can change it from the default background to whatever background you want by just putting in whatever color you want. I mean, a lot of sites, you see the social media shares are all the same colors to match the color of the site. If you want to do that, you can do that here quite easily. Okay, so we're pretty happy with that. Let's just save that. And we got our network set up. We're in the main module in the content right now. If we go into the icon, this will change all of our icons. This is settings for all of these, not individual. You have to go into them individually. You can change things individually. You can have the link target in a new tab, which is what we want because we want to keep the website open when they go to the social media. You can turn the follow button on and off. As you see, it's now got a follow button after it if you want one of those, which is great. Now the background is the background for the whole module. I really don't want to put a background in. If I put one in quickly, you'll see what it represents. But I don't want to put one in there like any other module. Okay, let's go over to our design tab. Remember, we're in the main one. We're not in our individuals right now. We can go into the design. We can set the alignment. At the moment, I think they're aligned left. Yeah, you can put them in the middle. Or you can put them on the right, obviously. Let's put them in the middle. Now the icons themselves, and remember again, this isn't individual. This will do all of our icons. You can globally change the icon color if you want to. Which kind of makes it look a bit weird, but I'll put it back to white there. You can use a custom icon size by flipping this little button here. If you decide you want to make your icons a bit bigger or a bit smaller, you can do it there. Change the text size here. Text size dark at the moment. You can make it light if you want to. We'll leave that on light. It's changed the background for us. That's pretty cool too. Don't want any text shadow. Here's our follow button. You can use custom styles for it if you want to. Obviously, make the text bigger or smaller. Change the color of the text if you want to. I think it looks better on the white. And you can do pretty much everything else you do. You can put a different background in if you want to. Let's make it blue. You can add a border if you want to. You do all the sort of font edits. By default, Divi's got, I think, over 200 fonts, so you're never going to be stuck for a font style there. Obviously you can capitalize it if you want to. I don't think I want to do that. Or do your styles italic, capital, smaller and bigger capital, underline or line through. All the usual things that you get with a text module. Now sizing wise, if you want to shrink your module, make it smaller or bigger, you can do it here. You can line it in the column that it's in, middle, right, left, however you want to do. But I'm happy for mine to take up all of the available space, which is 100%. Spacing, I won't change any spacing. Don't want to put a border or a box shadow or filters, transform or animation or anything. We've done separate modules on all these. Okay, so that's the general settings. I think we're pretty happy with that. Let's go back to our content. And in each of these, you can go in and change them individually. So if we go into our Facebook, we've put our link in. You can give it a background behind the icon if you want to. Now the icon itself. Obviously, you can change each individual icon color here. That's the actual text size, as you can see. Use custom icon size. And again, you can change individual sizes by going in here. You can change the styles for the follow button here if you want to make it bigger, smaller. And remember, this is just for the one that we're in. This is just for our Facebook one there, so you can make it the same size as your Facebook icon if you want to. Fine tune with the little arrows up there. Looks a little silly, but it's just an option. And you can change your follow button, fonts, and it's all the same ones, but these are for the individual ones rather than global. Spacing, border. Let's give it a bit of margin on the right. And it's pushed this other one 50 pixels to the right there. You can make these fatter or taller by using the padding too. If I put padding on the top, you can see it's made that button taller. So you can make them all kind of shapes if you want to. That's entirely up to you. Now a lot of people like to have rounded icons. If you want to do that, we can go into the border and just give it sort of 50 pix border radius. It'll make it round for you like that. If you want to put a border on there, you can do so here. Like all the other modules, you've got all sides, top, right, bottom and left. I'll put a border on all sides. We get a color we can see. I'll make it red because we might be able to see it. And you can actually increment how thick you want the border in pixels right there. Kind of looks a bit like a weird stop sign. If you want to, you can add box shadow. And as you see, it adds it to the follow as well as the icon itself. So there we are. Don't really want to put any filters or transform. Obviously, if you wanted to, you could go in and put a filter like every other one. They have a filters. And these filters, if you hover over the dark legending, have a few icons that appear. If we go over to the arrow one, we can change the actual desktop state and hover state. Desktop's when your mouse is not on it, hover is when your mouse is on it. So as to say, when we hover on it, let's take the hue to a completely different color, so it's almost an opposite right there. Something like that. And the time it takes is 300 milliseconds by default. Let's change that time to a bit longer. Let's make it sort of half a second or so. We're on the advanced tab. We've gone down to transitions and you'll see 300 milliseconds there. Let's just pull that up to whatever you want. Okay, and I think we're pretty much done. Like I say, you can do this to all of these. You can make them exactly how you want. Let's save our changes, save the main changes. Save the page changes. And exit the Visual Builder. And let's go down. And there we go. There's some examples for you. If I hover over that first crazy looking Facebook icon, it should change hue, and it should take about a second to do it. There we go. Like I say, you don't have to go crazy as that, but it's just an example of what you can do if you want to. So that's the social media share icons for you. I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful. If you have, please ring the bell, give it a thumbs up, comment, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.